Yo, what's going on, guys? And today, I want to talk about the Sixers, and this one will be a little bit quicker. Before we start today's video, I want to hear your thoughts down below. This is my question for you guys. Comment down below your answer. Do the 76ers need a actual point guard, a primary? If Ben Simmons is actually gone, do they need a primary point guard, okay? Like in this game right now, their leading assister was Shake Milton, okay? Tyrese Maxey was the starting point guard. He had 3 assists. Andre Drummond had 3 assists this game. Andre Drummond dominated the stat line, okay? He had like 19 points and 15 rebounds. He was just dominating. But the thing is Tyrese Maxey had the same amount of assists as Andre Drummond. I know this is preseason. I know. But this is why we're fans, and this is why we make content, is to react to things, okay? And look, Paul Reed didn't do much tonight, but expect Paul Reed to be a big part of this team. Shake Milton led your team, and Shake Milton is your 6th man, in my opinion. This is this team's 6th man, pseudo 6th man. And I think this is a team that, look, if our man Ben is really gone, I think Tyrese Maxey and Shake Milton are better off the bench right now, okay, with Andre Drummond, and then maybe, Matthias Thybulle, and then Paul Reed, you could say. That could be the bench lineup. And I'd rather, the starting lineup be Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, maybe Danny Green right there, Seth Curry, and then I know free agent point guards aren't going to be that available, so you might have to look. Could you argue maybe a Kris Dunn? If Kris Dunn becomes available, is that somebody they should look into? Am I talking out my ass? Maybe I am. So let me just talk about some things that I think this team, this is, obviously preseason basketball, and take everything with a grain of salt. That's why I want to hear your opinions down below. I have my handy dandy notepad, took hella notes of all the games I've been watching tonight. And the one thing that I'm a little scared of the 76ers is, I know they have Joel Embiid and they have Andre Drummond, even though Andre Drummond can have some defensive lapse at times. But besides that, the only other interior defender on this roster is Paul Reed. And then you could also say Charles Bassey, but I don't expect Charles Bassey to play much at all. So painting and rebounding, when Joel Embiid isn't in the game, will Andre Drummond be fully locked in all the time and actually playing decent defense? Or is he going to be lackadaisical like he was for the Lakers last year and just looking like he had too much fun, okay? And I'm not worried about rebounding with my man, Andre Drummond. That's not a concern. My concerns more is everybody that isn't Andre Drummond and Joel Embiid, will that rebounding be enough? Those two guys being your primary rebounder, will rebounding by community be enough? Will Tobias Harris be taking some rebounds? Like those are my concerns right now when I think of the 76ers. I think this team's the ceiling is, there's no ceiling, okay? They have limitless potential. So now it just comes to, will they be able to do what needs to be done, okay? And I think besides that, it's a primary facilitator, okay? They need a guy who can move the rock, okay? They need a guy who can move the rock. Because Seth Curry, he can pass, but look, Tyrese Maxey is a combo guard with point guard like skills. Shake Milton is a combo guard with some point guard like skills. Seth Curry is just a straight up combo guard. He's a shooting guard. They don't have a natural facilitator on this offense. And that's where you look at it and you're like, is this enough? Okay. You think, is that enough? And that's where you get scared. Is that going to be enough? And maybe I'm just rambling and it's a waste of freaking time what I'm doing. But that's my fear. That is really my fear. Is this going to be enough for this team to have success without having a pseudo primary facilitator? I know that they have, Grant Riller on this roster. As if that makes, Grant Riller didn't do much out there, and he was awesome at Charleston. I loved Grant Riller at Charleston, but he was on the Hornets last year, and the Hornets didn't bring him back, and they went with Ish Smith instead, and I think that says something. Jaden Springer's more of a combo guard with point guard like skills. He's more of a defensive combo guard. And yeah, he dropped 2 assists, but it's at the end of the day, there is no guy who comes out here and can just facilitate. And that's why I think Kris Dunn could be a really good. He's a defensive-minded guy, and you put him out there with Danny Green, Seth Curry, Tobias Harris, and Joel Embiid. I think that could work. And if you want Danny Green to come off the bench, you could put Furkan Korkmaz in there, and I think it could still work seamlessly. Or you can put Georges Niang in there, move Tobias to small forward, Niang at power forward, and you have Seth Curry at shooting guard, and you have Kris Dunn there. Is this me talking out my ass, or you think this is like legitimately something that could happen? Let me hear your thoughts down below, guys.